Well, if you know anything about me, you know I absolutely love the Crimson Tide and I love the Crimson Tide players. I appreciate the freshmen, but I really want to know who's ready to step on the field and make an impact. And I give all due respect to the freshmen that have decided to commit to the Tide. Jalen Mbakwe, Amari Jefferson, all these players. I think Amari Jefferson is going to play baseball as well. That's a new twist because I don't know if that would have happened up under Sir Nick Saban. Quentin Reese is an interesting one. I think one day he's going to end up leading the defense one day. Hopefully for 3 years. But I do remember though, we don't know what these young guys going to do. His father actually played at Auburn and he played in the NFL. He played well at Auburn, unfortunately, but he was a pretty good, impactful player. And let me not forget the two-time Mr. Alabama, Ryan Williams, who I think he'd be 17 years old when he gets on campus. But my Lord, I mean the expectations they placed upon him. The only two-time Mr. Alabama in football. I mean, golly, that's a lot. 17, 18 years old. And like I said, with the money and where they're throwing it around now, who knows? Maybe the new deal will lock people in place, but I just want to know who can hit the ground running. I mean, because when the question always is when the lights turn on and they pan to the crowd and it comes to their direction and when the whistle blows and the guys have been around for a year or two and it gives you that initial blow in the chest from an upperclassman, the chest, the shoulders, the helmet, will you be able to perform immediately or develop fast enough to be useful? As a freshman, you was planning on starting, and then next thing you know, you're just not good enough to be one of the 6 or 7 DBs, to be one of the 7 to 9 linemen. You're like, well, I might as well go somewhere else, even though we got you as a 5-star and everybody's going crazy. Time will tell about those. But right now, by my count, there are 14 or so transfers that I'm really looking forward to see if they can make an impact and get us back to that towards the playoffs and hopefully to another title. I want to see if we can get Caden back in the position. He should provide some stability if he can, if he's a person for the job. I mean, he played well during the last 8 games of the season. I would say very well, to be honest. For a freshman, I mean, you got this Graham Nicholson. Will he be able to perform and be the best kicker in the nation again? The importance of every kick is elevated by 3,000% at the University of Alabama. It's just a smidgen more important than it was at Ball State. And our secondary hopefully will become a plug-and-play type of situation because how many people did we lose, y'all? I mean, we lost both corners. I mean, people graduated off, people that rotated in. I'm sure they're going to be somebody in the NFL. They're going to be like, oh, when he played for Tide last year, I'm like, who is that? Because they lost a lot of people in the backfield. But, they have got 5 spots to cover if you run the 4-2-5. And so, you got to have like 8 people ready to ball at a high level. I'm counting on people like Cam Howard. I'm counting on a Cam Howard to come out there, and I hope he has a chip on his shoulder. A big chip on his shoulder to be a dog in that secondary. At Charlotte, he did pretty well. 2 picks, 38 tackles, and I guess the coaches have assumed that he's risen to the level that he can be an asset to the team. And I'm going to roll with their opinion. Damani Jackson, USC transfer, 3 pass defenses, 32 tackles. Sean Jones, Wake Forest transfer. Now, Deshaun Jones is interesting because, I don't know, he prior to last year, he may have, been up against a pretty good quarterback. I can't think of his name, but he transferred to Notre Dame, and hopefully got a chance to see a good passer, and it made him a better player. But he'll be coming over, vying for one of the spots in the back in the secondary. Special team of King Mack coming over from Penn State. He's a DB, but he's a speed merchant. Originally from Florida. Florida, they ain't got nothing else. They got speed down there. And then you go to the offensive line, the interior line, OL Geno Van DeMark from Washington. He could end up at center or guard, but either case, his experience with the offense, and he should be helpful, even as a backup, but helpful letting the guys know what type of expectations that Coach DeBoer has for them out there. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys really produce and really making something happen. I say I like my freshmen. You gotta feed the machine, good material to produce all these great championships and these teams. But I'm getting just excited for everything. I watched the 8A game. Wow, the guys can play football. I mean, what do you learn? The execution is kind of choppy at times. If you get really technical, if you watch it with somebody who, look at that guy, his footwork ain't right for a right guard or left tackle, or, if he playing a 3 technique, or, if you sit down with somebody and know what they're talking about, and I would love to sit down with some people and watch that again. But I just looked at it, everybody's like they was in shape. It really don't matter until you line up against the Western Kentuckys, the USF, and who is that coming in here early? Georgia. It don't matter. I mean, I am looking forward to us having an absolutely great season. I do expect some hiccups. I pray we can go 11-1, but being a new coach, you got to think about this. If he wins 9 games, that is a great season for your first time at the University of Alabama. I mean, if he can go out here like old Big Al and just knock out the competition, that'll be great. That's what we need him to do. That's what we need Coach DeBoer to do. Just, give a little dip, put his stuff in place, add the little, the 13 herbs and spices, some special sauce and all that. And, keep us on that winning way. I think he can get it done. I will say I'm hearing that he's a lot different than Coach Saban as far as a little more personable, but he could change. I think, Saban talks about in his interview how he changed at LSU. He was kind of, I don't want to say he was meandering along as a coach, but his record says, he was a pretty, decent coach, but something changed and he became just this relentless person. And like I said, any of us that have ever taken upon a challenge, I think, we go in there with 100% confidence. But if somebody had to give you a grade on their confidence, or if you had to grade yourself when you look back, like, man, when I first showed up on my first job after I graduated, or when I first had my first baby, or when I got married, I thought I had it figured out. And he said, I came in there with A effort and intended on getting an A. But, I think even Coach DeBoer, all coaches always self-assess. He'll say, man, I didn't understand Tennessee game. I ain't understand Georgia coming to town. I ain't get it. You got to go through it. I didn't understand the Iron Bowl. Like that. I mean, I've watched it, and I've watched Michigan, Ohio State. I've watched Army, Navy. I've watched rivalries forever. Had a couple of my own, but I ain't understand the Iron Bowl like that until I was on the sideline. So pressure will come. LSU at night. Come on now. It's just things you see and you like, oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, it's just different. So I expect there to be a learning curve. I hope you do too. Either way, just hold on. I think we're going to be okay. It's going to look shaky up front. You know, West Kentucky, they're going to take us left and right. You're going to go left and right. You're going to be like, yeah, because it's what they try to do. They don't have the athletes, so they got to wear you down. USF, ain't no telling what they're going to try. They're going to play hard. I tell y'all, the 13 or so counties that make up the Tampa Bay area that surrounds the University of South Florida, it provides the backbone to every national championship the state of Florida has ever won. From Hillsborough County, Pasco County, Pinellas County, you name it, they got athletes down there. So, you know, if the coaching was better and, you know, pre-established connections wasn't linking players to Miami, Florida State, who knows what USF could be. And with Miami falling off, USF and UCF, they should be getting better all the time. Okay, that must be that's my AU detector. Somebody from AU is snooping around here. Somebody check security, make sure nobody's breached the perimeter. Anyway, so I expect to have a great time this summer hearing about and reporting the news to you as I hear it and give you my thoughts on things. And I just want to get things, you know, I want to make sure things look nice, that I can be presentable. You know, I'm leaving the YouTube daycare and I'm stepping into maybe the elementary school, and I want to give you a better product. So it's been a while. Has technical issues. Thanks to my friends over there at the Auburn Addicts. They got me straightened out. DC Wolf. He's giving me, you know, he's helping me to put myself together, but I want to start bringing you more content where we're interviewing people who, you know, give you a different perspective on a whole plethora of topics. We may even revisit the TJ Yeldon topic from one time or two with different people. I would like to hear their stance on Mr. Yeldon. God bless him wherever he is. Until next time, always remember, roll, tide, roll.